On the evening of January 29, 2025, a catastrophic midair collision rocked the country. American Eagle Flight 5342 and a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter collided near Washington, D.C. over the Potomac River, resulting in the tragic loss of 67 lives. The horrific incident took place in proximity to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, leaving behind scattered wreckage and many unanswered questions. Witnesses reported a sudden explosion in the sky, followed by debris plummeting into the river. This tragedy has sparked serious concerns regarding aviation safety and the coordination between military and commercial flights. What caused this deadly collision? Was there a way to prevent it? Join us as we delve into the investigation, gather expert opinions, and uncover the true events of that night. Stay tuned for the complete story. American Eagle Flight 5342, a Bombardier CRJ700 regional jet flown by PSA Airlines on behalf of American Airlines, was the commercial aircraft involved in the collision. There were 4 crew members and 60 passengers on board. When the incident happened, it was on its last approach to runway 33 at Reagan National Airport on a scheduled flight from Wichita, Kansas, ICT, to Washington, D.C., DCA. All 64 people on board the aircraft tragically perished. A U.S. Army Sikorsky H-60 Black Hawk helicopter that was engaged in a regular training operation was the second aircraft involved. 3 military troops were on board the aircraft when it crashed. At the time of the disaster, it was operating in restricted airspace close to the airport. Regretfully, the 3 people on board the helicopter perished. Now we begin. On January 29, 2025, American Airlines American Eagle Flight 5342 and a U.S. Army Sikorsky H-60 Black Hawk helicopter tragically collided in midair near Washington, D.C. The collision happened close to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, DCA, above the Potomac River. This tragic incident, which claimed 67 lives, has sparked grave worries about aviation safety and the cooperation of military and commercial aircraft. The crash happened over the Potomac River, a significant waterway in Washington, D.C., on January 29, 2025, at around 10:45 p.m. local time. There were no apparent indications of a mechanical malfunction in either aircraft, and the incident occurred in clear weather. Witnesses claimed to have seen debris fall into the river after a sudden explosion in the sky. Much of the wreckage was submerged in the Potomac's frigid waters, and the crash scene was dispersed over a large region. Rescue and emergency response activities. Within 15 minutes after the event, emergency reaction personnel reached the crash site. A massive rescue effort was started by federal agencies, local authorities, and military personnel. Hours were spent searching the river for bodies and debris by divers and professional search teams. 28 dead had been found as of January 31, 2025, while the search for the other victims was still in progress. People who were hurt on the ground were taken to neighboring hospitals right once to receive care. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, and the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, are in charge of the crash's cause investigation. According to preliminary assessments, the crash may have been caused in part by a communication breakdown between the military helicopter and air traffic control. The Pentagon has said that it will examine military aircraft procedures close to civilian airports and is fully assisting with the probe. The FAA has promised to investigate the crash's cause and put policies in place to stop such occurrences in the future. To ascertain the series of events leading up to the crash, investigators have collected the black boxes from both planes and are currently examining the data. In order to prevent future clashes with civilian air traffic, informal talks have already started on the revision of military helicopter routes close to the Potomac River. Present circumstances and their repercussions. Cleanup efforts are currently in progress, and the crash site is still roped off. Victims' families have begun traveling to Washington, D.C. to pick up their loved ones' bodies. Support groups and grief counselors are on hand to help the families during this trying time. In order to stop similar catastrophes in the future, aviation safety experts are advocating for stronger restrictions, and the public is seeking answers. That's it. Don't forget like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Stay safe, and see you next time.